These sounds are out of this world and will blow your mind, I promise. The Venera probes provided us with spectacular audio recordings of Venus 40 years ago, and despite their advanced age, they have lost none of their relevance or timeliness. Above all, they show us clearly how hellish Earth's sister planet is. If you also want to hear the murmur of an alien planet, then be sure to stay tuned until the end to learn all about the sounds of Venus.
And if you like it, I would be very happy about a thumbs up and a comment, as this helps the YouTube algorithm show this video to more people. Thank you very much, folks, and welcome.
We are now traveling directly back to the 1980s at the speed of light to listen to something truly spectacular. Don't worry, I'm not talking about Nana's 99 red balloons, but about a real treat for the ears. We listen to the breathing of another planet. 40 years ago, to be precise, in 1981, the probes Venera 13 and Venera 14 began their journey to Venus. Venus, Earth's neighboring planet, to find out more about its atmosphere and surface. Venus is considered a hellish, toxic planet. Its atmosphere consists of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, and all kinds of other components that are toxic to humans. Furthermore, Venus's atmosphere is so dense that you would never be able to see a sunrise. You wouldn't be able to look for the sun for long anyway, because the enormous pressure on Venus would simply crush you. The surface pressure on Venus is 90 times higher than on Earth. It's like diving too deep in a swimming pool. The pressure on your ears increases too. That's what it's like on Venus, only much worse. So as you can see, Venus is not particularly inviting, but the two probes took it upon themselves to land on the surface of Venus. To be precise, they landed on the eastern side of the so-called Phoebe region. And as is usually the case with probes, they were equipped with all kinds of technical devices: solar batteries, drilling equipment, accelerometers, thermometers, seismometers. But most importantly, the probes also had microphones, and these microphones recorded something amazing. So folks, make yourselves comfortable.
Make sure to grab a bag of popcorn, turn up the volume, and listen to these sounds.
Oh, und jetzt kommt aber das richtige Geräusch.
Wow. I don't know how it was for you, but I really could hardly eat any popcorn while listening to these recordings, and I truly got goosebumps. We just heard original sounds from a foreign hellish planet. Incredible. Let's briefly analyze what we actually heard in this over 40-year-old audio recording from the Venera probes. You're probably thinking, yeah, we didn't hear anything, man, that was just noise. Yes, that's true. We heard a distinct noise. And at first it doesn't sound that spectacular, but you have to imagine what it's all about. The hissing sound you hear in the recording is the wind on another planet. Isn't that crazy? More than 40 years ago, researchers were able to listen in on the extraterrestrial storms of another planet. I think it's really amazing how far research had already come at the time, and that the probes in particular were able to send back so much useful data, at least for a short time. Just a brief reminder, the pressure on Venus is extremely high. Of course, technical devices have a better chance of survival than we humans, but even their existence on Venus is doomed. The Venera 14 probe survived for about 57 minutes. In fact, much longer than expected. It was assumed that the probe would only perform its work for a mere 32 minutes. But despite the 465-degree hot environment and a pressure of 9.5 megapascals, the probe operated almost twice as long as expected. Many a boss today would sadly have been proud of this overtime performance under enormous pressure. In any case, it was enough time to bring us closer to the soundscape of this alien world. Besides the noise, you surely heard other sounds.
The first louder sound from the recording, which sounded a bit like a shot, was exactly the moment when the Venera 14 probe landed on the surface of Venus, and shortly thereafter we hear another kind of shot, and that is the moment when the camera's lens cover was blown off with the help of pyrotechnics. And what then sounds a few seconds later, like at an illegally operating dentist in Frankfurt's red light district, is the drilling process of the probe and the breaking of rock. We also hear a rumbling sound when soil samples are tipped into an analysis shaft. All these wonderful sounds are accompanied in the background by the melody of the rushing Venus wind. Once all the data arrived on Earth, data from Venus takes just over 2 minutes to reach Earth, which is the speed of light traveling from Venus to Earth, the researchers began the analysis. And they found that the average wind speed at the surface of Venus is 0.3 to 0.5 meters per second. For comparison, here in Cologne, the average wind speed in August is around 13 kilometers per hour, which is 3.6 meters per second. Crazy! That means it is much stormier in Cologne than on the hellish Venus. The 0.5 meters per second on Venus is approximately 1.8 kilometers per hour. And you guess it, that is extremely slow. Especially surprising is how slow it is, since Venus is always referred to as a hellish planet. But this data shows that the atmosphere near the surface is relatively calm, and quite the opposite of Cologne. In the near future, we can look forward to more data, as the Da Vinci Plus mission is expected to send a probe to Venus in 2029 and land it there. The probe will closely examine the chemical composition of the atmosphere and of course take various photos. These would be the first images of the Venusian surface in over 40 years. And of course, you can already look forward to a video about it on my channel. So, even though the audio recording is already 40 years old, it has lost none of its relevance. The missions of the Venera probes are definitely among the most exciting moments in astronomical research for me. When else do you get the chance to listen to an alien planet? So I will definitely listen to it a few more times today while munching on popcorn. By the way, if you want to receive even more exciting signals from space, I have something for you. A researcher claims that there are 4 evil alien species in our galaxy that have set their sights on us. Whether we should be afraid of an alien invasion, you'll find out in the video displayed. Be sure to click on it. And if you want to support my work a bit, feel free to browse through my space shop. There you will find the shirts from the videos, real meteorites, astronaut food, and much more. Every purchase supports my work. Otherwise, I would say, see you in the next video. Take care, folks.